My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Libras. I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For today, I'm going to be doing your general love reading, your 5-card spread. But before I do that, I want to offer these 12 red roses as a token of my love and appreciation for your love, support, and devotion towards my channel. And also, thank you so much for joining me today. So this 5-card love reading includes how the first card represents you, the second, the other person, the third, the relationship, the fourth, the past, the fifth, the future. Then I'm going to draw Vampire Oracle for you, and then a Favole, and then one card from the French Tarot deck of Le Tarot Interdit Vampiria. But let's start with card number 1, and you get the Knight of Wands. Fiery passion, determination, and so forth, what have you, but it's also about traveling and heading off towards a certain direction. Okay. I mean, you could also have, fire elements within you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but it's pretty much that you're the one that's actually taking charge and control of either, in a current relationship that you're the one that leads the way, or if you're pretty much heading off towards a new kind of romance or an endeavor, courtship, dating, whatever it is that humans do in modern times and stuff like that. That's what I also see you doing, is taking off and heading off towards that beautiful desired goal or outcome, whatever it may be in other ways. But yeah, I just see for the ones who are in a relationship and the ones single that you are just so, driven and passionate in your own way. And even though it's not per se an air card in other ways, you can always stop fire, but you don't always have to be an air sign to not have so much passion within you in any way. Because the other person, whoever it may be, 10 of Cups, happy home, happy hearth, happy family, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, fabulous. Because what I see here is, but this could also be for the single ones in this in this love reading, is that you could also be having, so much abundance within you, but also confidence within you to actually accentuate this drive and need and desire to find that beautiful true love, companionship, romance, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever you're heading out towards in other ways. But I just see, either, it's like you have so much confidence, or the other person is pretty much also establishing a wonderful happy home, happy earth, happy family, abundance as well. But it could also be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But I just see, that, there's just so much love in today's reading, so much passion. Because relationship, King of Cups, okay. Now for the single ones in today's reading, it's like you could definitely have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio placements, in your star chart. But what I mostly see here is, either, you're going to be the one to actually propose or instigate some kind of offering. Because if you look at this vampire, look at those canines, interesting. If you look at this vampire, this vampire is going to be offering this chalice of blood, to say, okay, here, I'm going to be offering this to you. So maybe there's definitely going to be some kind of offering taking place, because there's just so much, determination, fiery passion, and maybe the other person is waiting for you to propose, or maybe this other person has the need to want to propose to you as well, because this person has a happy home, happy hearth, happy family mindset of thinking, okay, I want to, instigate this, romantic, gesture towards you as well. And here I am going to be offering you something. Because in the past, 2 of Cups, there was definitely some kind of courtship and development, taking place, especially, if you're in a long-lasting committed relationship, or even if you're still in the courtship, is that there was already courtship taking place in the past between you both. So congratulations on achieving that desired goal and outcome in other ways. But it just, shows so much love, care, passion, like healing, nurturing, supports, clarity. Your senses and intuition are pretty much just kind of just so excited by whoever this person, is and stuff like that. My goodness, there's just so much water, elements in today's reading. But, if you're still in a single position, you could have already been down courtship phases, or you could have also, been with somebody, but then you broke up or divorced from this person in the past. But either way, there's definitely, courtship and love for you either way in the past as well. Because in the future, you get 4 of Swords, in need of rest and recovery. Because the thing is the importance of sleep on so many ways is that it's part of healing. It's part of, just re-energizing and regenerating yourself, and pretty much just thinking, okay, it's like maybe, you're in a single position, maybe you are in, a musician, rock star in other ways, but you always do need to have your rest, because then you could actually perform the next day or hours or minutes later and stuff like that. But there's so much, there's definitely in need of rest and recovery. But anyway, wow. Let's see what Oracle has to say. natural, authentic, real, and organic. So what I'm kind of getting here is, this relationship or this love reading is pretty much authentic and real. So there's no, unforeseen circumstances along the way. This person, whoever it may be, well, seems like it's an honest, offering because, whoever this person was, is pretty much also interested in you because you also have this magnetism about you as well. But either way, it's like making, maybe, it's like you could be, in the phase of actually recovering and re-energizing, but this could also be the desired outcome and goal, where you pretty much, seal the deal with each other, you accept this person's proposal, or maybe, it's like the other person is going to be accepting your proposal, and then you're pretty much just going to be on your honeymoon, or any kind of like, social activity together where you're just going to be resting or just, up together. But this looks like a real honest, truthful love reading for you for today. But still have a couple more cards to look at, so let's see what Favole has to say. King of Crosses, also known as the King of Pentacles. You might end up with the Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, but this could also be like a real, realistic, rational, grounded, also stable relationship that is pretty much meant to be, because just like with natural and organic, what do we know about organic is that has to do with a lot of earth products and stuff like that. But this looks like a real, like a real, long-lasting committed relationship that could establish based on, off of today's reading, of course. But of course, if you're in a single position, maybe you do crave stability, maybe you do crave, maybe, luxurious, life or future with somebody, if you pretty much, will look at somebody and, their lifestyle and they look incredibly, rich, successful, they have big houses, big cars, fancy this, fancy that, whatever it is, that pretty much intrigues you about that person as well. That's kind of what the King of Pentacles also has in the future somewhere. Let's see what the French Tarot deck wants to finish with. Le Monde, the world. Aha. It's like, it's, even, Leo, didn't get it from the French Tarot deck, but actually got it from the the future card as well. Maybe you could also come across a Leo someday. Libra and Leos are actually beautiful couples. But the world is yours for the taking. The world is going to be your oyster. Yep, either, you guys are going to be meeting out in this world, you guys are going to be sealing the deal out in this world, the world is yours for the taking, whatever it is and stuff like that, but the world came out somewhere for your future. And again, I can't say when or how it's going to be taking place, only, time and effort, and especially time is about, how it's all going to go about in any kind of relationship and love reading for that matter. But it's also an interesting card because, like I mentioned, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, maybe you have any of those placements. Maybe that's who, you're going to be ending up with is maybe a Scorpio. That would be an interesting, kind of, relationship, if you're even currently with one. But anyway, the world is yours for the taking, and of course it's all about how much time and effort you're going to be putting into it. But as a general rule or as a general thought for today's reading, it just looks incredibly promising either way. So, sad but true, I'm going to have to leave it for now. I know I kind of shortened it a little bit, but I feel like, I want to kind of, get to the point as quickly as possible, because it just looks like a real, honest, truthful relationship. But of course, always trust your own personal gut instinct. If something just, seems off or unusual, because even though these beautiful cards showed up for you, always, trust what you personally want, wish, and dream and desire. Because if you just think, well, I enjoy my freedom, I just don't want to be even committed to anybody, 100% your prerogative, and on so many levels. If you just want to have all admiration on you, if you just don't want to settle down, do whatever you personally want, wish, dream, and desire. But anyway, I'll have to leave it at this for now. But thank you so much for joining me today. If this reading resonated for you, please feel free to join and subscribe to my channel. I love you guys incredibly. In a few days, I'm going back to general readings. Not so sure how I'm going to do those. But otherwise, if anybody out there is interested in a personal reading, on my YouTube channel page, I have this web link called Project Page, and it has the different types of prices, for each individual personal reading. If anybody is interested, please feel free to browse the channel. But otherwise, I love you guys incredibly. Thank you so much for joining me, and best of luck on where this journey may take you.